What if a single idea could transform your outlook on life? In 101 Essays That Will Change the Way You Think, Brianna Wiest presents a collection of thought-provoking essays designed to challenge your perceptions, ignite self-awareness, and inspire personal growth. This is the story of how I uncovered profound insights that reshaped my thinking, empowered me to live more intentionally, and gave me the tools to navigate life with clarity and purpose. Each essay became a stepping stone, leading me closer to a more intentional and fulfilling life. Wiest begins by emphasizing the importance of self-awareness as the foundation of personal growth. She explains that understanding our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors allows us to break free from limiting patterns and make conscious choices that align with our values. Self-awareness is not just about recognizing what holds us back, but about embracing what drives us forward. I started journaling daily to reflect on my thoughts and feelings, a practice inspired by Wiest's insights. Each entry became an opportunity to delve deeper into my inner dialogue, uncovering the fears, desires, and habits that shaped my actions. By becoming more aware of these patterns, I began identifying areas where I was holding myself back and patterns that no longer served me. This heightened awareness became a catalyst for positive change and a clearer vision of my goals. This chapter taught me that self-awareness is a powerful tool for transformation. By understanding myself more deeply, I could begin to create a life that felt authentic and fulfilling. It showed me that self-awareness is not a destination but an ongoing journey, one that continuously evolves as I grow. Wiest explores how the narratives we create about ourselves shape our reality. These stories influence our beliefs, behaviors, and relationships, often reinforcing limitations or self-doubt. By rewriting these narratives, we can change how we see ourselves and the world. Our stories are not just reflections of our past, but blueprints for our future. I began questioning the stories I told myself about who I was and what I was capable of. For example, instead of seeing myself as someone who struggled with consistency, I started identifying as someone who was committed to growth and learning. Wiest's perspective helped me realize that changing my inner narrative could shift my reality and open new doors to opportunities one had previously overlooked. This chapter reminded me that we are the authors of our own stories. By choosing empowering narratives, I could create a more positive and expansive life experience. It also taught me that rewriting these stories takes time, patience, and a willingness to let go of old, limiting beliefs. Wiest highlights the importance of emotional resilience, the ability to navigate challenges with strength and adaptability. She explains that resilience is not about avoiding pain, but about learning from it and using it as a stepping stone for growth. Life's challenges, she argues, are not obstacles but opportunities to cultivate strength. I started viewing setbacks and failures as opportunities to build resilience rather than as indicators of inadequacy. Wiest's essays encouraged me to embrace discomfort and trust that challenges were an essential part of the journey toward personal growth. Instead of fearing failure, I began to see it as a necessary part of success, one that deepened my understanding and sharpened my focus. This chapter taught me that resilience is a skill that can be cultivated. By reframing difficulties as opportunities for growth, I could navigate life's ups and downs with greater confidence and grace. It also reminded me that resilience is not a solitary endeavor. It is built through connections, support, and shared experiences. Wiest emphasizes that meaningful change is built on small, consistent habits rather than grand, one-time efforts. She explains that habits are the building blocks of our lives, and that aligning them with our goals is key to creating lasting transformation. By focusing on the micro-actions we take daily, we can create macro-level changes in our lives. I began focusing on one small habit at a time, such as drinking more water or practicing mindfulness for 5 minutes a day. These small actions, inspired by Wiest's approach, accumulated over time and led to noticeable improvements in my well-being and productivity. As I celebrated each small win, I realized that these habits were not just tasks but investments in my future. This chapter reminded me that habits shape our lives. By aligning my daily actions with my long-term goals, I could create a foundation for sustainable growth. It also taught me the importance of patience and persistence, as lasting change often comes slowly but steadily. Wiest discusses the power of letting go of what no longer serves us, whether it's unhealthy relationships, limiting beliefs, or old identities. She explains that letting go creates space for new possibilities and allows us to move forward with clarity and intention. Holding on, she argues, often stems from fear. Fear of change, loss, or the unknown. I began identifying areas of my life where I was holding on out of fear or habit rather than purpose. By releasing these attachments, I felt a sense of liberation and openness to new opportunities. Wiest's essays helped me see that letting go is not about loss but about growth and freedom. Each release became a declaration of trust in myself and in the journey ahead. This chapter taught me that letting go is an act of self-love. By releasing what no longer aligns with my values, I could make room for what truly mattered. It also showed me that letting go is not a one-time act, but a continuous process of renewal and growth. Wiest explores the relationship between purpose and passion, explaining that living a fulfilling life requires aligning our actions with what brings us joy and meaning. She encourages readers to pursue their passions while staying grounded in their purpose, reminding us that true fulfillment comes from the harmony between the two. I began reflecting on what brought me the most joy and meaning in my life. Wiest's insights inspired me to align my goals with my values, ensuring that my pursuits felt authentic and fulfilling. This alignment gave me a renewed sense of direction and motivation, helping me prioritize what truly mattered. This chapter reminded me that purpose and passion are intertwined. By staying true to both, I could create a life that felt deeply rewarding and impactful. It also taught me that finding this balance is a journey, one that requires self-discovery and a willingness to experiment. Wiest highlights the transformative power of gratitude. She explains that cultivating gratitude shifts our focus from what we lack to what we have, fostering a sense of abundance and contentment. Gratitude, she argues, is not just an emotion but a practice that can reshape our perspective on life. I started keeping a daily gratitude journal, listing 3 things I was grateful for each day. This simple practice, inspired by Wiest's essays, helped me develop a more positive outlook and appreciate the small joys in my life. Over time, this habit deepened my sense of abundance and connected me to the present moment. This chapter taught me that gratitude is a mindset. By focusing on what I was thankful for, I could create a sense of abundance and joy in my everyday life. It also reminded me that gratitude is a practice, one that requires consistency and intention to truly transform. In the final chapter, Wiest encourages readers to embrace change as a natural and necessary part of life. She explains that resistance to change often stems from fear, but by welcoming it, we can discover new opportunities for growth and transformation. Change, she argues, is the only constant in life, and embracing it is the key to thriving. I started approaching change with curiosity rather than resistance. Wiest's perspective helped me see that change, even when uncomfortable, often leads to personal evolution and new possibilities. By embracing the unknown, I could move forward with confidence and hope, trusting that each change brought me closer to my true self. This chapter reminded me that change is not something to fear, but something to embrace. By welcoming it, I could continue to grow and evolve, creating a life that was dynamic and fulfilling. 101 Essays That Will Change the Way You Think taught me that transformation begins with mindset. By cultivating self-awareness, embracing change, and aligning my actions with my values, I began creating a life of intentionality and growth. How can you start reshaping your thinking today? Remember, even a single idea has the power to change everything. Each essay became a guidepost, reminding me that change is always within reach if we have the courage to take the first step.